Well, did you catch? I mean, I know you've been working all day, so I'm guessing you didn't have a chance to watch the Pat McAfee Vince McMahon interview yet. But Vince
That
did.
is today. That was started today, correct?
It is done and over. You can go watch it on YouTube right now.
How long is it?
It's about 45 minutes, an hour.
Okay, no spoilers. I will be watching it late tonight. Was
All
it
right.
great?
It's that you will have never seen a Vince McMahon interview like this.
Oh,
At least not on the record. You know.
okay.
So very interesting. But anyway, the top line thing here, and I guess it's a huge spoiler because probably on every news site right now. But Pat McAfee's going to have a match at WrestleMania, and it doesn't look to be with Vince. It looks like Vince is going to go find somebody that is suitable competition to go up against Pat McAfee at WrestleMania. And let your speculation run wild then.
So, well, as you know, Shane McMahon is looking for a match.
That's what I was going to ask you about. So
yeah,
let's pivot here to some Shane talk. Well, before you get to the idea of Shane possibly being Vince's opponent here for McAfee.
Not Vince's. Oh, right. Gotcha.
Yeah. Shane being, McAfee's opponent. Like you've known the McMahons. You were better friends with Vince's dad than Vince. Like, what was your reaction to the news that Shane seemingly exited the company when he did, Bill?
Families might love each other very much, but when it comes to business, business is business.
Yeah.
And not all families can get along in their business.
So, do you find it feasible that Shane could look elsewhere? I mean, I'm not saying necessarily.
No. I find it interesting that Shane could be the opponent for Pat McAfee because people like to see him in the ring. They really do. So Shane going to another wrestling company. So of course the big thing here is because no one has heard from Triple H. He had this heart event, this cardiac event allegedly. So the big rumor that I had heard, of course, was that Tony Khan would love to get Triple H and Shane McMahon over on his.
You think?
No, it will never happen. Of course not.
Okay, I was about to say. I don't know who your sources are. I mean,
no, they're not sources. They're fans talking.
Okay, got it. I mean, it would be interesting, but it's already like, I don't know. We've already kind of seen the pickups from WWE over there. I mean, Shane and Hunter would be really big, but Adam Cole's there, Keith Lee's there.
It's not gonna happen. Of course not. But I think as far as WrestleMania is, unless you ready for this?
Okay.
What if it's Stone Cold against Pat McAfee?
Stone Cold Pat McAfee, but that would really kind of negate all the work that Kevin Owens has been doing at this point. Like, it doesn't make sense for him to be doing all the anti-Texas stuff if he's just going to wind up not wrestling or getting a stunner from Steve Austin at WrestleMania,
No, but it could be not Austin. It could be JBL.
Great, sure. With Steve coming back, though, like, does Steve Austin coming back entice you? I mean, there's been people saying, if this guy comes back and he looks like he's in good shape, why does it have to end at WrestleMania? Why can't we get one last little Steve Austin run, maybe string together a little Goldberg type deal?
I don't know if Steve Austin wants to put his body through this again, but there are ways, of course, to protect himself, and short matches, a couple of punches, a low kick, a stunner, and it's all over. So maybe, we never really. oh my God! Now you got me thinking. Goldberg versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, that was the match.
Battle of the Shining Heads.
Well, that was the match everybody was clamoring for at the height of the Attitude Era, right? That was WCW's biggest guy.
But after Goldberg's last showing in Saudi Arabia, I think most fans want him to just hang it up and let's remember, the good days of Goldberg.
Do you think that would you like to see that? Do you think that Goldberg has done enough for the business?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I want to last.
But if it's Stone Cold against Goldberg for nostalgia's sake, what the heck? Why not?
All right. Lastly, here, I just got because we're both Andy Kaufman people. You actually knew Andy
Kaufman.
I'm
a New Yorker.
Andy Kaufman.
Thank you very much.
I've been talking about how this Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn feud feels like Andy Kaufman fighting himself. What do you think of this program here with Johnny and Sami Zayn?
It's entertaining. It's nowhere near on the level that Andy Kaufman and Jerry Lawler was.
I'm not saying Andy Kaufman versus Jerry Lawler. I'm saying Andy Kaufman versus Andy Kaufman because it reminds me of like Hollywood version of Andy trying to fight like wrestling version of Andy. It's very interesting dynamic here. Watching those two.
I'm not seeing a grade 5 in that.
Not seeing it.
I'm not the way you're seeing it.
Oh man, I love Sami Zayn, dude. Somebody pointed out.
Oh, I do too. I think Sami Zayn's great and all that, but I don't know. I'm just not. And I think that thing that they did outside of the movie premiere was fabulous. It almost looked like it was real.
Yeah.
A shoot, gang. But no, I mean, it's okay. It's nothing that I'm thrilled about. But I think so. I'm going to break something to you that I mentioned on someone else's podcast. Years ago, I talked to Sammy backstage, and I love him. He's such a wonderful guy. And I said, they should turn you bad guy and call you Sammy Insane. And he said, yeah, that's pretty cool. And look at this. Wow. There it is.
Well, Bill,